Archaeology is all about turning the old into something new again. By discovering something ancient, researchers reveal fresh insights into the lives and landscapes of long-lost civilizations. It's a captivating field of science where amazing discoveries are made almost daily. And behind every discovery is a story waiting to be told. That's exactly what we're here for, sharing those stories with you. So without wasting a moment more, here are 15 of the most incredible artifact finds ever uncovered. Number 15. The Ardagh Hoard. In 1868, two young boys digging potatoes in a field near Ardagh, Ireland, accidentally stumbled upon one of the most celebrated finds in Irish history. What they uncovered came to be known as the Ardagh Hoard, an extraordinary cache of early medieval treasures. The crown jewel of the collection is the Ardagh Chalice, a silver cup of exceptional craftsmanship decorated with enamel, gold, bronze, brass, and pewter. Made from over 350 individual parts, the chalice reflects an astonishing level of detail and technical ability. Around the bowl, the names of the apostles are carefully inscribed, suggesting a liturgical use likely for holding wine during Mass. But even then, it wouldn't have been used casually. This piece was clearly reserved for the most solemn ceremonies. Its design became iconic, even appearing on Irish postage stamps and inspiring trophies in Gaelic football. The find offered more than art. It provided a window into religious life, social hierarchy, and the quiet brilliance of early Irish metalworkers whose names we'll never know. Number 14. The Sangsing Dewey Bronze Bird Vessel. While archaeologists were preparing this very script, teams in Sichuan were still buzzing over a strange bronze relic unearthed in the ruins of Sangsing Dewey. Estimated to be around 3,000 years old, the object doesn't match anything previously discovered from that time or region. The vessel has a rounded open mouth on top and a square, compact body adorned with stylized animal faces and intricate bird motifs. The bird imagery placed both on the shoulders and sides seems intentional and symbolic. Though similar body-shaped objects have been found before, those always had square openings, never round. The only close parallel is a bronze relic kept at the National Palace Museum in Taipei, but even that piece lacks the elaborate bird engravings seen here. These birds may hint at a unique cultural or religious expression specific to the ancient people of the Yangtze River Basin. For now, researchers remain cautious. The artifact might be one of a kind or the first sign of an entirely new artistic tradition we've yet to uncover. Number 13. The Zhangqiu Picture Scrolls. The Zhangqiu Picture Scrolls were long believed lost. Missing for over 80 years since vanishing from the Kyoto National Museum in 1939. Then, in 2020, they resurfaced unexpectedly in a private residence. These 6 scrolls aren't contemporary records of the 1221 Zhangqiu Rebellion, but they remain the only known visual interpretation of the battle. They were likely created in the 17th century during the Edo period, based on written accounts recorded closer to the time of the actual conflict. The scrolls are beautifully illustrated and include the only existing portraits of Hojo Yoshitoki, the military leader who suppressed the rebellion. While their accuracy is unclear, especially with a 400-year gap between the event and the artwork, they still carry immense historical and artistic value. Their return to the museum was unceremonious but deeply meaningful. Now restored and preserved, they're once again available for public viewing. This time, with significantly tighter security in place to ensure they don't vanish into private hands ever again. Number 12. The Three-Headed Eagle Pendant. In May 2016, an amateur metal detectorist named Reijo Honkanen made a special discovery on the island of Pundari in Finland, a bronze pendant shaped like a three-headed eagle. While double-headed eagles are common in many ancient mythologies, a three-headed version is virtually unheard of, especially in Finnish tradition. The artifact is believed to date back to the Iron Age, but its exact origin, use, or symbolism remains a mystery. Some researchers think the triple heads may represent unity between different tribes or families, while others see it as a votive offering or a grave tribute. The pendant's craftsmanship is impressive, with fine detailing that suggests it held meaning beyond decoration. Its uniqueness has baffled archaeologists and folklorists alike, as no parallels have yet been found in the region. Sometimes, an artifact answers questions, this one only raises them. Whatever its true purpose, it remains a powerful emblem of how much we still don't know about the beliefs and identities of those who came before us. Number 11. Mammoth comb and clay whistle. In April 2021, a dig near a historic theater in Mytishi, Russia, revealed a surprisingly diverse collection of artifacts. Among the most striking finds were a comb carved from a mammoth tusk, a prehistoric stone axe, and a small whistle shaped like a duck, likely a child's toy. The axe is thought to date back 5,000 years, buried beneath layers of river silt where it was naturally preserved. The comb and whistle, however, likely came from the 18th century. That contrast, items from entirely different eras found side by side, speaks to the site's continuous use over millennia. The whistle, shaped with charming detail, would have been adorable in a quiet moment but unbearable if a child got too attached. In addition to these curiosities, archaeologists also found Russian coins from various time periods and even a spindle flywheel believed to be 1,000 years old. As excavations continue, this patch of earth might still have more secrets to share. A quiet park hiding thousands of years of overlapping human lives. Number 10. Oldest crayon. On the muddy shores of an ancient lake in North Yorkshire, archaeologists found something that seems almost playful. A crayon. But this isn't from a forgotten child's backpack. This red ochre tool is 10,000 years old. Shaped with intention and stained with deep red pigment, it suggests that long before written language, our ancestors found ways to express, mark, and perhaps even ritualize. Another red ochre object, a pebble, was found at the opposite end of the same lake, which supports the theory that color, especially red, held symbolic power for these early hunter-gatherers. Some believe they used ochre to decorate animal skulls or to paint human bones before burial. Others suggest it may have been part of spiritual rites or storytelling. What's certain is that red ochre wasn't exclusive to Britain. It appears at prehistoric sites across Europe. Whether it was practical, spiritual, or emotional, the use of this color reveals how even the earliest people needed to leave their mark in bold, unforgettable ways. Now let's move to number 9. Henrietta Maria Sitt's shipwreck wardrobe. In 1642, a baggage ship en route from England to the Netherlands sank near the Dutch island of Texel, carrying with it an exquisite wardrobe once belonging to Henrietta Maria, the French queen consort of England's King Charles I. The ship's cargo included her garments as well as dresses belonging to her ladies-in-waiting and their maids. When the wreck was discovered in 2015, many of the garments had miraculously survived beneath layers of sand. Among the best preserved items was a luxurious silk gown, alongside bodices, stockings, a louse comb, and even a fine embroidery purse. The preservation of these fragile items is extraordinary, considering the centuries they spent submerged. These textiles are now considered one of the most significant fashion-related archaeological finds in European history. Though they can never be worn again, they've become essential pieces in textile exhibitions at the Catskill Museum, offering historians a tangible glimpse into the private elegance and lifestyle of 17th century European nobility. Number 8. Burned Greek scrolls of Philodemus. Dr. Kilian Ferber, a classical philologist from Germany, is currently knee-deep in a task that borders on the impossible, deciphering 2,000-year-old Greek texts reduced to carbonized fragments by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. The scrolls once belonged to the library of Philodemus of Gadara, a philosopher whose writings were buried, then preserved, under volcanic ash in Herculaneum. The intense heat didn't destroy them, but it turned the scrolls into fragile black cylinders, barely readable without high-tech imaging. Using modern scanning tools, Dr. Ferber is slowly piecing together their contents, one burned line at a time. It's meticulous work, and after 2 years, progress remains frustratingly slow. However, for scholars, even a few deciphered sentences from this collection could rewrite parts of philosophical history. These aren't just crumbling scrolls, they're the lost voice of a thinker from the Roman world, silenced mid-thought by a natural disaster. If even one work is recovered in full, it'll be a literary resurrection 2 millennia in the making. Number 7. The disputed Greek vases. In October 2017, a pair of ancient Greek vases caused a stir at the Frieze Masters art fair in London. Displayed by Swiss dealer Jean-David Kahn, each piece carried a 6-figure price tag and centuries of cultural weight. But soon after their appearance, concerns were raised about their past ownership. The marble vases, 2,400 years old and attributed to the region of Lucas, had once been held by Gianfranco Becchina, a convicted trafficker of stolen antiquities. Despite initial claims that all legal clearances were in place, photographic evidence linked the vases to illicit exports from Athens during the 1970s. Though no one accused Kahn of knowingly dealing in stolen goods, the situation escalated quickly. Greece stepped in with a formal claim, and after negotiations, the vases were returned to their country of origin. The incident was a stark reminder of how easily priceless history can slip into the shadows, and how delicate the line is between admiration and appropriation in the art world. Number 6. Terracotta statues of the Nok culture. Since 2005, the German Research Foundation has been working in Nigeria to learn more about the Nok culture, an ancient West African civilization that flourished more than 2,500 years ago. This culture left behind intricate terracotta sculptures that have puzzled historians for decades. Some are human figures, others are animals, and all are crafted with a kind of stylized beauty that suggests deeper cultural meaning. For centuries, these artifacts were traded or sold on the international market, admired as art long before their origins were even known. Nok communities were small-scale farmers who cultivated pearl millet and possibly used their spare time to create these striking clay figures. Though their purpose remains unclear, some believe they were grave offerings meant to honor the dead. This tradition still exists in parts of modern West Africa, where clay statues are placed on burial sites. As the research program enters its final phase, archaeologists hope the full story of the Nok people and the meaning behind their terracotta masterpieces will finally come into focus. Number 5. The Jiahu Bone Flute. Displayed during a special exhibition titled The Sound of Harmony in 2020, the Jiahu Bone Flute is more than a musical relic, it's a living link to the earliest known expressions of music in human history. Found in the Henan province of China, the flute is made from the hollowed wing bones of a crane, and it dates back over 7,800 years. Some estimates even push that number closer to 9,000. Despite its age, the instrument's 7 finger holes are perfectly spaced, producing accurate tones when played. It's believed that the flute was used during ritual ceremonies in Neolithic villages, possibly to mimic bird calls or invoke a spiritual presence. But over time, this ceremonial object laid the foundation for what would evolve into organized music. Its design directly mirrors that of modern flutes, proving that musical intuition hasn't changed much across millennia. Alongside the flute, the same exhibition showcased ancient bells and ceremonial instruments, but nothing carried the same raw human presence as this delicate ancient wind instrument. Number 4. The oldest axe. It's just a shard now, worn and incomplete. But this broken axe head is one of the most important archaeological discoveries in recent memory. Found in Australia in 2016, it dates back 49,000 years, making it the oldest axe ever discovered, older by 14,000 years than its nearest rival found in Japan. Archaeologists believe it was created shortly after humans first settled in Australia, using ground basalt shaped against softer stone, then fitted to a wooden handle. It wasn't just for cutting trees. This tool was transformative. It let its maker strip bark, shape wood, and maybe even carve weapons. In the shadow of colonizer narratives that often painted indigenous Australians as primitive, this axe tells a very different story. It's proof of engineering, resourcefulness, and adaptation. And while the fragment may not look impressive at first glance, its existence speaks volumes about how early Australians reshaped their environment with ingenuity, long before modern civilization even had a name. What do you think about it? Let us know. Number 3. Proctor Set's Ledge. The horror of the Salem witch trials is still etched into the memory of early American history, but in 2017, archaeologists managed to pin down the physical site of that grim legacy. For years, Proctor's Ledge had been theorized as the location where 19 innocent women were hanged after being falsely accused of witchcraft in 1692. These trials, powered by hysteria and fanatical religious beliefs, left behind more than 1,000 historical documents, but it wasn't until modern technology stepped in that researchers confirmed the location of the executions. No human remains were found at the site, but that isn't surprising. Families of the condemned often returned in secret to retrieve the bodies and rebury them with dignity in private family plots. What remains at Proctor's Ledge isn't bones, but the silence of a place where fear once ruled over justice and where grief was buried beneath superstition. This rocky outcrop in Salem now stands as a memorial to lives unjustly taken and a sobering reminder of how far mass delusion can go. Number 2. Bamboo medical strips. In 2013, construction near Chengdu in China's Sichuan province led to an unexpected find: nearly 1,000 bamboo strips covered in medical instructions dating back more than 2,000 years, written line by line across the narrow bamboo surfaces. About 700 of the strips offer remedies for human ailments. The rest are devoted entirely to horse care, which speaks volumes about the importance of horses in ancient Chinese life. These texts appear to come from followers of Bian Quez, a legendary physician whose early medical treatises date back 2,500 years. What's striking is the tone. There's no superstition, no spells, just practical advice. Even if the suggestions range from curious to downright dangerous, think eating chilies for headaches or using bull urine to treat jaundice, the fact that magic is absent shows a surprisingly scientific mindset for the time. These strips reflect an early step toward modern medicine, capturing a moment in history when people began treating illness as a problem to solve, not a punishment to endure. Number 1. The Adena Pipe. Discovered in 1901 within a burial mound in Ross County, Ohio, the Adena Pipe remains one of the most telling artifacts linked to the Adena culture, which flourished in the Ohio Valley more than 2 millennia ago. Though tubular pipes were common among the Adena people, this one is different. It's a sculpted effigy, carved with such attention to detail that it preserves not just facial features but hairstyles, clothing patterns, and decorative elements. Without it, we'd have little visual understanding of how the Adena people presented themselves. Found buried with an adult male, the pipe may even depict the individual himself, perhaps a shaman or a community leader. The craftsmanship implies deep significance, far beyond personal use. It offers rare insight into ceremonial practices, artistic expression, and social roles. Now the official state artifact of Ohio, the Adena Pipe isn't just an object, it's a cultural signature, shaped in stone and buried with purpose, preserving fragments of identity across centuries of silence. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.